LinkedIn Creator Mode. What is it and why should you enable it? Is it right for you and what other features does it unlock? We're going to cover all that and more in this video. Hi, I'm Lowell Brown from Going Social, where we make social media marketing simple. If you're new here, these videos are all about different topics on social media to help you make a bigger impact with your marketing efforts. Now, in this video, we're talking about LinkedIn and Creator Mode. I've created another video where I go in depth on LinkedIn newsletters. I'd love for you to just click the link up here to check that out, and we're going to cover more of that in detail there. Now, before we get into showing you exactly how to turn Creator Mode on, I wanted to quickly cover, is this right for you? Now, if you've primarily been using LinkedIn as a platform just to build connections, to meet new people, to make introductions with other people, this may not be the best option for you. However, I want you to consider it because there's some really cool features that it can unlock for you, and that can actually boost your ability to make new connections and get new clients from LinkedIn. Now, with LinkedIn Creator Mode, there's some pretty amazing features that get unlocked for you. Now, if you are a creator, if you're someone who's looking to build a personal brand, if you're someone that's publishing content and looking to share your knowledge and information and build a following that way, Creator Mode is a must for you. It unlocks a bunch of different features that will help you reach more people, help people get exposed to your content, and help you build a bigger following. Now, with LinkedIn Creator Mode, there's really two distinct changes that happen. First is on your profile, and the second is involved in discovery of how people find your content. Let's first hit on the profile changes. One of the biggest changes you're going to notice on your profile is the connection button. Now, previously, if you've got a profile on LinkedIn and you want to make a connection or you want to connect with somebody else, you see that connect button. What changes with Creator Mode is that connect button changes to follow. Now, follow is just the primary way someone can connect with you. With a regular LinkedIn profile with Creator Mode turned off, when someone wants to connect with you, they have to click that button and they're prompted with a different level of a connection request. They either have to show that they know you already or send a message or request a connection. The follow status when you've got Creator Mode is a little bit different. People don't have to be accepted in order to connect with you. They can choose to follow you, which means they can still see your content and they get exposed to whatever you share on LinkedIn. They still have the ability to make a connection request, but whether you accept it or not, people can still see the content that you publish in their newsfeed. So thereby they are following your content and following you as a personal brand. That's one of the biggest changes. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to share my screen so I can show you some of the other features that happen with Creator Mode turned on. Now, here we are in LinkedIn. I'm sharing my screen now, and I'm showing you my profile. And you're going to see a couple different things that stand out that are a little bit different from a typical profile. The first thing here is hashtags that get featured on your profile. Now, when you turn on Creator Mode, and you'll see that I have it turned on here. So I'm going to actually just click on this to demonstrate what the typical pop-up would look like. Now, if you're doing this for the first time, you would see an opening screen here, and it would just explain to you what Creator Mode is and what's going to happen. Now, this is actually what you would see on the second screen, and the first thing they want you to do is to add these hashtags. Now, what really are they? They're really just a way for people to learn, what are you about? What are you interested in? What topics do you speak about or are you known for? So you can add up to 5 hashtags here. Now, these are not only important because someone looking at your profile sees what you're about, but it also helps for your discovery on LinkedIn. This is where you may be found in search, or you may be found in conversations about these topics if someone is doing a search for those hashtags. So it's important to pick things here that are relevant to what you are about. Now you'll notice I have Facebook ads, Google search ads, realtor marketing, Facebook advertising, and social media marketing. Now I can change these at any time, and periodically I do that. So if I wanted to, I could, let's say, remove Facebook advertising and I could add in LinkedIn. Let's type it properly. I could add in LinkedIn marketing. And now you'll see that I've got it changed to a different set of 5 hashtags. So you can change these periodically. And all you have to do is click done to save it. Now we're going to come back to the screen in a second, and I'm going to show you some other features that you get unlocked with creator mode, but I want to show you something else that happens on your profile. So you'll notice another section here that's different. Instead of just showing the number of connections you have, it also shows how many people are actually following your profile. So this is important again because it gives that credibility. It gives people an understanding of how many followers you have. It's kind of a vanity metric, but it also builds up your authority as a creator in general. Now, one of the things I wanted to point out here before we jump back to screen sharing is about the difference in your profile and how it appears when you have creator mode turned on or off. Now, the whole point of creator mode is to highlight your content. So that's one of the biggest changes. With creator mode turned off, the typical standard profile has your picture and your title at the top, followed by your about section. The difference with creator mode is that the about section actually moves lower. What moves up is a featured section, which we're going to cover soon, so stay tuned for that. And the other thing is your activity. Whenever you're posting something, LinkedIn is choosing creator mode to highlight more of your own content rather than you as a person. And that's one of the biggest changes. Now let's jump right back where I'm going to share my screen. I'm going to show you some of those features now. What you're going to see here is that on my profile, we've got my information at the top, and right below it, what you see is the activity section and the about section. So you see how that's changed. There's one other section I don't have turned on right now, and I specifically wanted to do it during this video just to show you what it's about. And that is a new profile section you can enable called the featured section. So we're going to turn that on right now. I'm going to share my screen again, and we're going to jump right into that. Now, to add that other profile section, all you have to do is click in Add Profile Section here. Now, anything that you've turned on or off in your profile, you will see here. So there may be other sections that you need to enable as well, but we're going to turn on something called the featured section. So you'll see that right now it says, hey, there's nothing here. What are you proud of? So what you can do is you can actually use this section to highlight posts that you've published, any newsletter, and we're going to get into that shortly, an article that you've produced, and a link, so you could link to your website or link to other material that you have or other websites that you've produced, and other media. So you can include pictures, you can include videos, things like that. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to quickly select a couple pieces of information that I recently published. And all you have to do is just simply choose Add as Featured. And you'll see that they can show on your profile. Now, I'm also going to include some posts that I did recently because those are more interactive videos. So we're going to click on one of these. We're going to click on one of those. So you'll see here now that I've added about 4 different items on the featured section. I could add more at any time, and I can change these. Now I'm just going to go back to my profile to show you how it looks now. You'll see I have this new featured section here, and I've got all of those items, and you can actually click and go into any one of these items. So it gives people looking at your profile a more in-depth way to actually find your content. So let's quickly jump back. Now, what if I wanted to change the order of some of those items? Well, I just click this little edit icon right there, and you'll see at the top I have this new icon for reorganizing. I can click on that, and I can just click and drag to change the order of how those items appear. And that's it. And everything has now changed. And if I go back to my profile, you'll see that those are all there. That's it. Featured section added. And that's a really good way to, again, highlight a lot of your recent material or highlight what important details and information that you want to share with your audience. So typically, I would come back if I've got new content that I publish. I'll probably change the items that appear here to the items that I think are most important at the time that I want to share with people. Again, below that, your activity section will appear, and then your about or your bio. Now, one other change with the bio section is that it actually gets expanded. So you have more information to share when you're in creator mode. You'll notice that it is condensed compared to what it typically would be. And you've got this little see more section here. So what you want to do is really focus on capturing people's attention with the first paragraph you've got there so that you do entice them to go in and read more. Now, mine isn't that long, but I've seen people where it almost looks like a full long web page, and you can include a whole bunch of things there. You'll notice that I've broken mine up into different points of material, and I also include a section below with some keywords, just telling people what I specialize in. Now, one thing I am going to add here is more details in terms of how to contact me, how to book an appointment with me, so I can include a Calendly link. I might have a link, an active link to my website or something else, maybe my YouTube channel. So these are more ways that you can add information in your bio as well, and that gets expanded to you and things you should consider. Now, we'll be creating a video in the future more about creating an ideal or a maximized profile for LinkedIn. So be sure to check that out and subscribe to this channel so that you get notified when I do release that. So that was a lot along the profile side of LinkedIn and what gets opened up in creator mode. What I want to do now is feature and show you some of these discovery elements that help you get your content seen more widely on LinkedIn and how you can build up a bigger following using some of these features. They are only available if you turn on creator mode. So let's go back to the screen sharing mode, and I'm going to uncover some of that right now. All right, so again, I'm going to jump back to this creator mode pop-up just to show you some other details about what you get when you turn on creator mode. LinkedIn Live. So producing live video, streaming live on LinkedIn is something that can only be available to you if you are turned on, if you have creator mode turned on. So this is something that I haven't used yet, but I do plan to try it in the future. Now, of course, like every other social platform, video is getting pushed more than any other type of content. So LinkedIn is trying to encourage you to do more video in terms of your posts, but also they're trying to get you to do some live occasionally. You'll also notice that there's an audio event. Now, the way I think of this is kind of like a podcast crossed with Clubhouse style. So it's an audio only feed where you can be recording or producing some bit of content that is only audio, and other people can tune in as if it's a radio show or a podcast. So again, this is something that is only available on creator mode. We've talked about the follower tools, and this is the next biggest thing, which is newsletters. So when it comes to LinkedIn newsletters, I've actually created a completely separate video. I'd like you to watch that. So click the link right up here. I'm going to quickly just show you what a LinkedIn newsletter looks like, but go and watch that video because I go really in depth on not only how to create the newsletter, but some of the features and tools that will help you build a bigger following and also reach thousands of people every time you have more information or an article to share on the platform. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to show you one of my clients that I featured in that video, and I'm going to show you the newsletter that we created for him. So if we go to his profile, you're going to see that he also has creator mode turned on. So we see his name at the top. We see how many followers he's got. And we've got the featured section, activity section, and about section below. Now you'll notice right here, he's got his newsletter. So again, this is a new piece of content that you can create within LinkedIn to highlight your material and draw attention to it. So this is his newsletter. If we click it, we get to a completely new section on LinkedIn where we can feature anything that he's published. It shows a picture or an icon for that, the title of the newsletter, a little bit of a bio, and it also shows how frequently the newsletters are typically published. Now you'll notice we've only published one so far. So in Mike Lipkin's case, typically what happens is he records a video. That video, I then take the material, post it to YouTube. We take that video from YouTube. We also post it on his website as a blog. We then also take that video, sometimes chop it up into smaller pieces, share it on social media, so it's repurposed in a number of ways. I also take his video, strip out the audio from that, and produce his podcast. In addition, we now are creating LinkedIn newsletters with every new edition he does. And you'll see that it looks much like an article would on LinkedIn. However, it is tagged and hooked into his actual newsletter on LinkedIn. You can see how it looks. It looks very much like an article, but the difference is with a newsletter, you're tapping into LinkedIn's own syndication, meaning that LinkedIn is helping you promote your material, helping you get more followers and helping more people see your content. We created this about a week or two ago. And as soon as we created the newsletter, it sent out a notification to Mike's followers and to his connections so that they could subscribe. And within a very short time, we've already attracted over 2,000 subscribers to his newsletter. Those are 2,000 new people that he has a better chance of reaching with his content every time he publishes a new newsletter. So this is really, really powerful. We've talked in this video all about LinkedIn Creator Mode, all the features it unlocks for your actual profile, why you may or may not want to use it. In my case, as I'm building my brand, as I'm using LinkedIn to share more content, to reach more people and build connections, that's exactly what it's allowed me to do. Over the past little while, one other thing I want to show you is about actual metrics. So I'm going to go into one of my recent posts here, and I'm actually able to see analytics about my posts. And this is something that you get an enhanced amount of analytics with this LinkedIn Creator Mode. I'm able to see how many people I'm seeing. I'm able to see the performance of different data. Now, in this case, it was a video, but I can also see some demographics here. So you're not only getting more ways on your profile to allow people to find your content, feature your content, people can follow you, people can see the information you talk about. They also get exposed to more of your content, and you get more of these features which allow you to build more awareness. Now, for the last 2 months, I've been producing some videos that I've been showing here, some more articles, and I've seen my engagement and growth increase on LinkedIn a lot. And I've had more connections than I've had before in terms of clients reaching out to me or potential leads reaching out to me because they've seen what I'm doing on LinkedIn. They're seeing what I'm all about, and they're interested and they're wanting to work with me. So this can be a really, really powerful tool for your brand and for building new business for yourself. So again, my name's Lowell Brown from Going Social, where we make social media marketing simple. Please make sure to like and subscribe this video so you get notified the next time I release a new video about LinkedIn marketing or other social media marketing tips to help increase your impact with your marketing efforts. Please also remember to look below for the links of other videos I've created about LinkedIn marketing so you can see about LinkedIn newsletter, profile tips, hashtags, and more, which will help increase your impact with your LinkedIn marketing efforts. Thanks very much for watching this video, and I'll see you soon.